Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decipher the hidden language of corporate filings and spill all the tea. Today we're diving into GeneDx Holdings Corp's latest report, and let's just say there are some interesting numbers here that might make you want to grab your popcorn. Before we get started, if you love getting these kind of insights straight from the source, make sure you subscribe. And if you are looking for a community to discuss these findings, our Discord is linked in the description below. Alright, so GeneDx Holdings Corp just dropped some news specifically about their financial expectations for the end of 2025 and their outlook for 2026. It sounds like they're giving us a sneak peek before the full official numbers are in. And this is often where you find the juiciest bits. They're talking about revenue, how many tests they've done, and their profitability, all for the last quarter of 2025 and for the entire year. Plus, they're giving us a look at what they expect for 2026. Now, looking at the details, especially related to their common stock and warrants, it seems they are providing information about these. We see mentions of common class of members and warrants to purchase common stock. This tells us about the different types of shares and rights associated with the company's ownership structure, while the specific numbers aren't detailed here. Understanding these components is key to grasping the overall financial picture and how things like stock prices and investor confidence can be influenced. This report comes from GeneDx Holdings Corp, a company that has been in the news for its work in genetic testing. They are incorporated in Delaware and headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut. You might recognize their stock ticker WGS, which trades on the NASDAQ stock market, LLC, along with their warrants WGSWW. It's always good to have this basic context as we dig into their financial health. The date of this report is the 12th of January 2026. This means the information we're looking at is very recent, reflecting their current performance and their guidance for the upcoming year. A lot can happen in a year, so seeing their projections is super important for understanding their future plans and the challenges they anticipate. So what is the big deal today? GeneDx Holdings Corp put out a press release on the 12th of January 2026, giving us a heads up on their preliminary unaudited revenue for the fourth quarter and the full year of 2025. They are also sharing details on exome and genome test result volumes, which basically means how many sophisticated genetic tests they've processed. On top of that, they're talking about their gross margin, both the generally accepted accounting principles or GAPA version, which is the standard measure, and an adjusted version which tries to remove certain one-time or unusual costs. And they're telling us how much cash and cash, like assets they had in the bank as of the end of last year, the 31st of December 2025. But wait, there is more. They've also laid out their full year 2026 guidance. This is essentially their forecast for how they expect to perform next year. The press release itself, Exhibit 99.1, is where all these preliminary numbers are found. It is like getting a sneak peek at the report card before the official one comes out. And for those who like to see how the company pitches itself to investors, they've also attached an investor presentation from the 44th annual JP Morgan Healthcare Conference. This presentation, Exhibit 99.2, is likely packed with more visual aids and talking points about their strategy and performance. Now, this is crucial. The information in these sections, even though it is in this filing, is not considered officially filed, in the same way as a full financial statement for things like legal liability under Section 18 of the Exchange Act. Think of it as a preview. It won't automatically be part of other future filings unless they specifically say so by referencing it. It is a bit of a legal nuance, but it basically means they're giving us information, but with a bit of a disclaimer about its formal status. And lastly, as with most filings now, there is an interactive data file that makes it easier to pull and analyze the information. This is becoming standard practice to make these filings more accessible. Let's talk about what this means for GeneDx Holdings Corp. And for us as observers, when a company releases preliminary results, it usually means they are confident enough in their numbers to share them ahead of schedule. For the fourth quarter and the full year of 2025, they're highlighting revenue, test volumes, and gross margins. These are the core measures of a company's operational success. Higher revenue and test volumes generally mean the business is growing and more people are using their services. Gross margin tells us how efficiently they are producing those results, meaning how much money is left after paying for the direct costs of providing their services. A healthy and improving gross margin is a very good sign. Their 2026 guidance is equally important. It signals the company's own expectations for the future. If they're projecting strong growth, it could mean they have new products, expanded markets, or increased demand for their genetic testing services. If the guidance is conservative, it might suggest they see challenges ahead like increased competition or economic headwinds. What we really need to look for are the numbers themselves. While this filing doesn't contain the full tables of those preliminary results, The press release and investor presentation it references will. We'd be scanning for the actual revenue figures looking at the percentage changes from the previous year. For instance, if revenue jumped 20%, that is a significant acceleration. Conversely, if test volumes are flat or declining, even with strong revenue, it might indicate they are achieving higher prices but not necessarily growing their customer base. And if the gross margin is shrinking, it means their costs are rising faster than their revenue, which is a red flag for profitability. From a Warren Buffett perspective, we're looking at the underlying health and the competitive advantage of GeneDx. Are they solving a real problem with their genetic testing? Is their technology superior, or do they have a unique market position? The financial numbers are a reflection of how well they are executing on their business strategy. Preliminary results can sometimes be overly optimistic, so it is important to remember these are not audited yet. However, they often signal the direction the company is headed. Looking at GeneDx's situation more broadly, the genetic testing and diagnostics field is competitive, with companies constantly innovating. GeneDx's ability to generate revenue from exome and genome tests and maintain healthy margins speaks to their place in this market. Their guidance for 2026 will be a key indicator of their confidence in navigating this landscape in the near future. We'll be watching to see if their strategic initiatives, which are likely detailed in that investor presentation, are the right ones to drive sustainable growth. Are they focusing on the right patient populations, the right types of tests? And are they managing their operational costs effectively? In conclusion, GeneDx Holdings Corp is sharing key preliminary financial insights and future guidance. The focus is on revenue, test volumes, and profitability for 2025, with a look ahead to 2026. This is vital information for understanding their operational momentum and future prospects. While we don't have the deep dive into the numbers within this specific filing, the references to the press release and investor presentation provide the avenues for that detailed analysis. What is your take on these preliminary results and GeneDx's outlook for 2026? Do you think they are heading in the right direction? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps us out, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.